Hey everyone, a couple of videos ago I spoke really honestly with you guys about how I'm looking to get cosmetic surgery, and I'm going to go through in this video what that surgery is. And the reason why I want to revisit it is because I've had so many really interesting comments from you guys, from those of you saying don't do it, to those of you saying you should do it, I did it, best thing ever I ever did. And I thought I would go through that and also share with you like a bit of an update on some of the treatments that I've had done over the years, what's worked and what has not. Now, when it comes to sort of cosmetic treatments and stuff, I don't really feel shame about it. I know some people do, and I think particularly online, there's a lot of like, what's the word? There's a lot of judgment about it, I want to say, and I've seen some people be really quite picked on for what they have or haven't done, or being accused of things that they have or haven't done. And I really think it's kind of no one's business really, but I'm always really happy to share it with you. So I'm going to go through and do that now. Let's start with hair. How many of you remember many years ago now, I feel like it must have been 2019, but I went and had my hairline microbladed. So the lady that does my eyebrows, she can do hair as well. So whether you're like thinning on the top there, or whether you've got like patches missing, or whether you just want a thicker looking hairline around the front, she can microblade it and it creates the illusion of you having hair there. And the illusion is very effective. You know, I had it done. I was really, really pleased with the result. But what I was not pleased with is that it lasted all of 5 minutes. It lasted probably, I would say, a week to 2 weeks, and then it faded and disappeared entirely. And I discovered that this is due to scalp skin. Scalp skin, and the reason why microblading is going to last on your eyebrows longer than it is on your head, is to do with a difference in the skin, and therefore how you treat that skin should be slightly different. So the other thing that happens to me, and it started again, always does, every autumn, let me know if you're the same, I shed so much hair, it's actually alarming. And washing my hair, I'm just seeing so much hair coming out. But also, it's not just in my mind, because when I tie my hair up, the hair clip that I normally use is now too big for the amount of hair I've got left. And I really have been keen for years to nip this cycle in the bud, but because normally it stops in like December, and then all throughout the rest of the year it grows back and I'm fine. It's just this autumn period. So I started using this, which is the Current Body LED hair growth helmet. It's fantastic. And in fact, it's so good that I got it about 4 weeks ago as like, I don't know, I just wanted to try it really. But David, my husband, has nabbed it, and I'm going to explain how it works and what it's been doing for me. So the front of my hairline, just let me show you. I have already taken before pictures, and I'll do some after ones in 12 weeks. But have a look at my hairline. So can you see it's like, it's quite fine around there and there. And I was just looking to sort of thicken it up and improve it. So this hair mask contains 120 red LEDs, and those LEDs are across different spectrums of proven red wavelengths. The LEDs in the helmet are different to the LEDs in the face mask, right? So I already had the face mask. I thought I'll just stick that on my head and it will do the same thing. And I didn't realize that actually the wavelengths are slightly different. So if you want to get the better result, then don't. Anyway, I started using this 4 weeks ago. You use it once a day for exactly 10 minutes. It's on a timer, so you haven't got to sit there and like time it or anything. And it's actually very convenient. So if I show you the front here, can you see that? That there is where you charge it. Comes with a charger, but actually that charger is the same as what I use for my Samsung and my Apple phone. So I just charge this by the side of my bed once a week kind of thing. I haven't even dug out where this cable actually is, But this button here, this is what you press to turn the mask on. And what you can do with this is you can connect this to your phone. You can listen to YouTube through it, podcast, your music, whatever you want. So that 10 minutes really does fly by because you're kind of, you know, deep engaged in whatever it is that you're listening to. And then just on the side there, that is where you have the countdown timer. So I started using this. It also comes on a really good stand as well, by the way, just to kind of like let you know about that. So I was using this and I don't know, I want to say I didn't have it down for necessarily being able to do too much because the claims are quite big. And the claims are that within 12 weeks, it can improve hair growth and thickness, scalp conditions. So for example, eczema, dermatitis, etc., hydration of the scalp, and also hair loss. And also, there are many different reasons for hair loss and hair thinning, and it's said to even address hair loss and hair thinning caused by postpartum or menopause or stress or any of the things that can do it. So I start using it and bam, literally, it wasn't quick, but I would say this week, which is my end of my 4th week, I have been washing my hair this week and considerably less hair is coming out. Like I wash my hair over the edge of the bath and I do that because I've got paranoid about how much hair is coming out and I like to see in the bath how much is coming out. And normally I get, anxious isn't the word, but normally I get a bit stressed when I'm like, oh, I've got to wash my hair and how much am I going to lose today? And I've been using this and it's been dramatic, the decrease in the amount of hair that I'm losing. I don't know how best to genuinely communicate that with you, that's been a genuine result for me. I've got loads of pictures. I'll keep you posted on that, but that is really good. And also, this is on a 60-day money-back guarantee, and it's also got a 2-year warranty. So if you wanted to try it and you get to the end of the month and you're like, no, it's not working for me, because about a month is when you're going to start to see, well, 12 weeks, they say. If it's not working for you, you can just send it back. And it's a quality piece of kit. Before I talk about this, I was just going to say, if that's interested you, don't go and pay full price for it. Current Body have given me a discount code. I don't profit from the discount code. It's just a code they've given me that I can share, but it is a Cyber Weekend code. So even if you're watching this video after Cyber Weekend, the code will still work, but the discount you're going to get if you use this within the date range I'll put in the description, because I forget exactly when this coupon code, the 20% off, expires. But if you use this code currently, you will get quite a big discount. So I get Botox. Botox works for me. I've been doing Botox for years, and I have definitely had brow droop from it. For a long time, really. It's not new. Some of you have said maybe it's the practitioner I'm going to is not particularly good. It could be that. So I need to try maybe someone different. But I use this to sort of maintain skin condition, brightness, redness. So I started using, some of you might remember, 2021. I have been using this since 2021. This is the Current Body Series 1 infrared LED mask. And can you see how skanky it's looking with all face cream all over it? Ew. So I was using this, and this just wraps around your face, side on. I loved it and I saw fabulous results, but the thing I didn't like is that because it's not contoured to your face, and because the pieces that go around your ear is not very substantial, it used to slide off, so you kind of had to hold it. Then I started trying the Series 2. Series 2, the LEDs have been improved and are stronger. So for example, let me explain. There are 236 LEDs across 3 clinically proven wavelengths in this mask. You've got red light, near infrared, and deep near infrared. These are actually scientifically proven technologies. If you go and Google it, you will find lots of research on infrared, but also it's actually used to treat and heal muscle damage. So for example, you might see these big infrared panels. Some clinics have them, and if you've like torn a muscle or something, they will sit you in front of it because it actually penetrates through the skin and aids healing. So using this on your face kind of like in a way makes sense, and you might be curious to know what the results are. Here are some of my before and afters. My before, I had real redness on my cheeks. I had pigmentation around my eyes and around my mouth, here and here, just like on my chin. I had a few broken thread veins. I had major enlarged pores, like major. I've always had oily skin, still do now, but my pores really, really shrunk down. And when I use this and I look in the mirror straight after, my pores look tiny, and then slowly over the day they'll get bigger again, and then I use this and they're tiny again, if that makes sense. So the results are really quite instant. So things this can target are plumpness, so that it can increase plumpness of the skin, brightness, redness. It's basically anti-aging, and infrared works on collagen, and those 3 infrared wavelengths go to different levels of the dermis. So that really is the difference between Current Body, I would say, and some other products on the market. And then briefly to say, again, 16-day money-back guarantee on that and a 2-year warranty. Comes with a RFID type card, like what you get with designer handbags. You tap this on your phone and it gives you data for your actual mask, as quality control assurance that every LED in your mask has actually been tested. So both really, really good. I use them as beauty tools daily, except this, which you use between 3 and 5 times a week. The old version, you had to use it every day. The new version, between 3 and 5 times a week. The hair mask every day, both for 10 minutes. Both have a self timer in them, so you haven't got to time it. So Botox I've done, microblading I've done, breast augmentation. I had breast augmentation back in 2014. And I remember I was already doing YouTube at the time, actually, and I spoke about it, and it went down really badly because I don't know why. I just got lots of negativity about it. And the reason why I decided to have breast augmentation is that I had nothing before. I was very flat-chested, and it was always an insecurity with me. And I swim so much, and it was swimming that always made me insecure. I'd wear swimsuits that had like underwire in them and stuff, and it just looked like stupid. It didn't look real. And I just ever since I was a teenager, I've always been insecure about it. And I think in terms of my shape as well, since having breast augmentation, I now look hourglass. But before I had it, I was a definite pear. And it was just that shape kind of made me, I don't know why, I looked like 2 different people stuck together, because my upper half was so much slimmer than my lower half. Whereas having breast augmentation, I feel like it's balanced me out a lot. So I'm really pleased I did it. Now, technically, 2024 marks 10 years and would have been when I'd have had the implants taken out and renewed. But I haven't done it. Guys, if you've had breast augmentation and you have or you haven't had them replaced after 10 years, can you let me know in the comments? Tell you why I haven't done it. God willing, I haven't had any issues, and I don't really want to go through that surgery again. That was major surgery. And I remember the pain. It's not for the faint-hearted, breast augmentation. The pain was something crazy. Now, I had under the muscle, which I understand, I don't think they do that anymore, but I had under the muscle, which meant you couldn't raise your arms like this, you couldn't drive the car, you couldn't even cut your food, you couldn't wash your hair, you couldn't dry your hair, you couldn't do your makeup, you couldn't do anything that involved doing that kind of thing. You had to keep your arms down, and all you could do was this. And I can't do that again. Can't go through that again. And also, as I see it, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm just going to leave it. I actually know a friend of mine's had hers in 15 years, and she's like, I'm not planning on changing anything. Like, they're fine. And you might be watching this and you've got a horror story. I don't know. But that's kind of my situation. I've also had laser. Laser works really well, particularly if you have broken thread veins. I think I had IPL as one of the, I've had fractional, non-fractional, IPL, Picasure. I've also had Cool Sculpt, which is where they melt away fat. That didn't work. It kind of did, but it was minor. And actually, for the price that you pay for a course, you're looking at like £3,000-4,000. That's liposuction territory. So I think that with some of these in-clinic, non-surgical devices and technology, it's not always that amazing. Sometimes it does deliver a result, but it's very, very minor and very, very minimal. So I wouldn't do it again. Put it that way. I wouldn't do Cool Sculpt again. If I had an issue moving forward with like a stubborn patch of fat, I'd just get it liposuctioned. Frankly, that's what I do. So laser worked, Cool Sculpting didn't. Oh yeah, and the other thing I've done is radio frequency. Radio frequency is a sure thing. Now, this is something I had done in clinic years ago, and I had it to tighten up my jawline. And I had this treatment done, and probably at the time I didn't really need it, but you know how you just imagine that you need something. Anyway, I had it done, and I felt like I could see a result. Fast forward all these years later to 2025, I was sent, weirdly enough, by Current Body. They sent me their radio frequency device, and guys, my before and after is shocking. It is shocking in the best way possible. I mean, the results that I have had are incredible. When I look back at videos of me, I feel like I was starting to get sagging here and here. And since using this device, I use it once a week. You're only meant to use it 5 minutes per area. I literally use it like 10 to 15 minutes per area. You probably shouldn't, but I do. And I feel like I've got a much more snatched jawline. Really, really works. And they're all the things that I've done. But the surgery that I'm looking to get, so I have always had hooded eyes. It is hereditary, and I feel like as I'm getting older, they are getting worse as well. And really what triggered me to do this is years ago, like I spoke about this, but I first went to see a surgeon in 2021. He said at the time, you're a bit too early for it, leave it. And he didn't want to do the surgery for reasons covered in that video. I'll link to that video below so you can hear. But fast forward, what is that, 4 years? I feel like this eye is bigger than this one. And like if I look at you, can you see this one's quite hooded and this one's quite open? And when I'm tired, that eye is so annoying because it just goes really, really closed, particularly in the morning when I've just got up. It's so bad. And some days, if I'm doing computer work, I actually have to like hold up my eyebrow on that side because it drops so heavily. And I want to get it done. I want to get that extra skin removed. I just want more open eyes so that I'm not having to like do that all the time. And a lot of you have been so sweet and have said, I can't see a problem. And like, what's a bit of asymmetry? That's not a problem. And I really, really appreciate your kindness. Actually, massively appreciate your kindness, because you talk about this stuff and sometimes you attract negativity, which is fine, you know, but as I say, I would just very much appreciated everything that you all had to say. But it's not cosmetic. That's not why I want it done. I don't want it done to look any different. I don't want to look any different. I'm having it done because from a functional point of view, I can't keep that eye open some days, and it is so much heavier than the other side. Some of you did say to me, go and speak to your doctor because you might be able to get it on insurance, because it is like, I don't want to say it's visually impairing, but it's impairing nonetheless, for sure. So I might do that. I might go and see my GP and see what they have to say. Share with me anything that you have had done, if you don't mind. Share it in the comments. Anything that you've done that was really good, or anything you've done that was actually rubbish and didn't work at all and was a waste of money, let me know. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.